a secure unit for loved ones that may have dementia or Alzheimer's, you know, with their memory. So that's pretty much what it is. It's for when your loved ones need extra care. So if you don't feel comfortable with them living at home anymore, maybe they need extra care with their medications, they're not taking them correctly, or they have diabetes and they're not administering the correct dosages of insulin, or they've had falls at home and they need just a little bit more assistance out of living outside of independent care.
Wonderful. Now, where are you all located, just to give people kind of an idea?
You can answer.
We're off of Asher Fort Road. It's in Murfreesboro.
Off of Cason Lane.
And I recall from past shows with you all just hearing about how beautiful, I like to refer to it as the Creekside campus, because it really is. Describing it to folks, what would you kind of tell them what it looks like? It's pretty scenic, out in a beautiful area.
And it also has the 3 villas attached to it, so it's the assisted living side of it with the memory care, so it has different areas for.
Wonderful. Yeah, you know, a lot of fun always going on out there. Now let's break down, first of all, to kind of kick off the show, what we were going to talk about, kind of that difference between memory care and assisted living. They're two different types of care, both very important but very different, and I'll let each of you in your own words explain the difference. I'll start with you.
Okay, so assisted living, like I was kind of saying earlier, is when your loved one needs a little bit more care than at home. So like I said, if they've had falls at home and they can be at home by themselves, they just need that little bit of assistance. Maybe they can't prepare meals anymore, so they can come to our dining room and, you know, have all their meals prepared for them. They don't have to worry about cooking for them. You don't have to worry about, did mom eat breakfast today? Did mom have lunch today? Did mom take her pills today? We have a nurse on staff 24 hours a day to help with that, to help with medications, and we just go above and beyond to make sure that your loved one is cared for. You don't have to worry about, you know, if they're at home by themselves, if they're hurt or not. You know, you know that they're in good hands at Creekside.
And now, Michelle, you are a memory care specialist. Let's talk about that. So, your role in the memory care division.
It's the same as the assisted living side. We provide more care for them. It's all inclusive. We make sure that they still have their regular ADLs. They're still living beyond just moving into a community. Activities are met. Social life is still being met. We just make sure that we take care of them.
Wonderful. Now, Michelle, you've been there a month now, is that right?
Yes.
Wow, that's great. How are things going within your first month? I mean, I'm sure great. And maybe you just want to share kind of what this experience is like for you. I've met folks that have been there for years and newbies, so it's nice to kind of hear your story. What led you to that?
It's awesome. Getting to know the residents, like I said earlier, knowing that their likes and their dislikes. It's amazing, and knowing what their past history was, so we can keep it going forward. What
led you to go into this, field?
Well, I've been working with assisted living communities for almost 11 years now, about 11 years, back in South Carolina, and then when I moved here, it just kept it going. What got me into it, I was taking care of my grandmother, and then so it just progressed since then. Love working with the elderlies and just giving them the time, the patience, and helping them move forward.
Kind of a personal experience led you down this road. That's wonderful. Definitely rewarding, line of work, and I can tell that everyone really does. It's family out there.
It is. We become their family, So they're used to seeing us all the time. So they get used to us.
And as a family member of someone that maybe you have a loved one at Creekside, what a reassuring just feeling to have, to know that your loved one is in good hands with extended family now. Now, Katie, same question for you. How did you get into this line of work? What's kind of your story?
Okay, so I've been in the healthcare field for a little over 10 years now. Almost all of my experience is with geriatrics. That's where my heart is at. I started as a CNA when I was 16. So it was my very first job caring for the elderly. And I knew at a very young age, I as well, my grandmother had Alzheimer's, and that's what led me to want to give back. Because once they get to that stage that their end-of-life stage geriatric, you know, they've taken care of people their whole life, so now it's our turn to take care of them.
We want to return that favor.
Exactly.
Well said. Well, now that we've kind of introduced Michelle and Katie this evening to our viewers, we're excited to have our guests from Creekside here.
Thank
but we
you.
have a lot that we're going to dive into in our next segment. We're going to go ahead and take our first quick break, but keep it right here on News Channel 5 Plus. We'll be right back.